Welcome to Meet Me Outside. It's your boy Kunal. It's your boy Dennis.
Hey.
Back in studio. Here we are.
Back in New York.
You know, I got to say something. You said something while we were on tour, and it really stuck with me for the, like...
Only one thing? I was trying to get through to you every day.
How many days were we together again?
So, I don't know, too many.
Yeah, too many. I didn't take in one thing you said, except that one thing.
You're like, the one thing I thought... American cheese with eggs. Yeah, you're right. Good move. Tasty.
That's a good call. And then I never did it again.
Yeah.
So you said to me that like we need to get like more coal jobs back in America.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's. I said this to you on the drive home from Pittsburgh to the city. So you were blocking me out for like 9 days straight, and then the last 4 hours of driving, you were like, what's this guy got to say?
Yeah.
And it turns out I want to bring coal jobs back to America.
It sounded like something like somebody running for an old presidential term would say, we got to bring coal back to America.
An old presidential term, try like the most recent presidential race.
Yeah,
that was a big factor.
It's a bad idea.
When you're driving through those farmlands, you know, you see a lot of those people hoping coal comes back. And I'm hoping that's where the bombs fall.
They look like they've been really inhaling a lot of coal dust.
Yeah. They've been asbestos, coal dust.
Yeah.
They might be impervious to nuclear warfare, in fact.
Right. So it would be better that they drop the bombs on them.
Yeah.
This is the thing I want to say, though, is that they're not coming back, right? That's over, right? Coal jobs done and done.
I mean, I hope not.
What do you mean?
Well, certainly countries in the past have regressed, you know, with their economy, and they start trying to divert back to other stuff. I hope we don't do that. I hope the trucking industry becomes fully automated. I hope automation's coming for everybody.
Okay.
I've been saying that for a long time. But, you know, you get someone...
Not for you, though, right?
Not this job.
Yeah.
Not this job, baby.
The robots come in and they're like, podcasting. No.
What if robots are hilarious? My worst nightmare.
I mean, would it be that hard to put in the algorithm to write jokes?
You could teach...
How many comics do you know paint by numbers anyway?
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. How many jokes do you where you're like, oh, I see that coming so quickly.
Yeah.
So you don't think that there's technology already existing to replace comedians?
You could do like a fake deep of a comedian and just plug in tons of their material already and see what it comes out with. You could teach a robot timing, I think.
Right. So
you know?
Why can't you teach it how to tell jokes?
Well, creating a joke from scratch, I don't know if you could do that.
Yeah, okay.
But you could teach them the cadence, and in front of a dumb audience, I bet they could do fine for 8 minutes.
And you're telling me somebody who runs a comedy club wouldn't be like, all right, I could have this idiot here with his breathing and his eating and his bullshit drinking, or I could just have this robot I keep in a closet and I just fill with half a tank of gas every 6 weeks.
What would the robot comedian's name be?
Oh, it wouldn't even be subtle.
It'd just be like Elliot.
It'd be Bill Carlin. Frank Hicks.
Freddie Murphy at your service.
Jebediah Leary, if they're in the Amish country.
Jebediah. Well, you saw your first Amish on tour and you freaked out.
Yeah.
You would have thought you saw a T-Rex roaming the streets the way
Buddy,
you reacted.
We were in Cleveland.
Is that where we saw him?
Yeah, we saw him across the street from...
it was Ohio.
Yeah, we were in Cleveland and we were eating at an Italian restaurant. And this is how I knew the Italian... When we find places to eat, I'm very nervous about picking a place that's good. I'm like, I start
because if you bring me to some bullshit, you're going to hear about it until the next meal.
So yeah, I don't want to disappoint. We don't have a lot of money to be throwing around.
Sure, we can't be wasting meals on bullshit.
Yeah, so I was at we find this Italian restaurant, we walk in and we're sitting there and there's this old guy speaking to his old friends, and you weren't listening, but I was listening. And because they said in the review, they're like, you can't help but eavesdrop on other people's conversations.
Yeah, it's a very small restaurant.
Right. So one guy was saying, yeah, I'm not going to call him by his name. He's a Jew. I'm just going to call him a Jew.
And you flipped the table and was like, I won't stand for this.
No, I said, let's get 2 entrees.
I'd like to support this business.
Yeah. I mean, not that man, but definitely the business.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you can't help it if racists and anti-Semites and bigots want to frequent your place of business, you still take their money.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want them to. You want them to keep the money, be more powerful.
Right.
No, you take their money and you put a little extra salt in their food.
Absolutely. There you go.
Stealing your shit now.
Right. This is. Oh my God, are you a
didn't
robot?
realize. I am here to steal your jokes.
Right. There we go. So the thing I was gonna say is that these jobs are not coming back. Right. Things get innovative. And I realized something. Like sweatshops. they're not like, you know how sweatshops like in America sort of existed back in the day?
I think they still exist.
What do you mean?
Sweatshops?
Yeah.
I've worked in some places that are very warm. No, I don't know. I guess there's not sweatshops in that sense where it's like almost slave labor.
Mild
and the
precipitation shops.
Well, everywhere we were going on tour, I was like, it's 80 degrees in this place.
You kept walking in here like a Staten Island tough. It's 85 in here.
Why is it so warm in here? It's April.
Sir, you're outside.
You should open. Yeah, it would be outdoor.
Yeah, you're yelling at the sun.
You need to open the windows.
Yeah, turn the air conditioner outside.
Point that fan towards the door.
So, okay, so yes, there are some jobs that feel like sweatshops.
Yeah, but they're not though. They're not.
Right,
though.
right,
Not like the people making the iPhones and stuff in China.
Sure. But I realize this though. I think sweatshops are kind of making a comeback, and we don't even realize it.
Tell me.
Like, I think the new sweatshop
Uh-huh.
is delivery.
Ah.
Right?
The gig economy, though.
Not necessarily the gig economy.
Okay,
right?
specifically
delivery.
Okay.
That's the new American sweatshop.
But to you, though, you're thinking delivery in Brooklyn, a big metropolis, where it's like people on bikes are zipping around traffic all day. Scooters.
Scooters. You think about the people that deliver, like there are these 15-minute grocery shops that exist now.
What's a 15-minute grocery
So
shop?
basically, these places, it's like a grocery store
Uh-huh.
that you're not allowed to go in.
Okay.
And you order it through an app, and somebody will walk through the aisles, put it in a bag, drop it to your place.
I like the idea of a store owner who's like, I'm so sick of these fucking customers coming in here, moving all my shit around.
Yeah, they just have a gun by the door.
They're like, no, we bring it to you from here on out.
We're done. We're done with you wandering the aisles, looking at the watermelon all weird.
So you legit, if you walk up to that storefront and try to go in, they're like, nah.
No go.
Like, you don't work here. Why would we let you in? Okay.
No go. So now you have to, so that's one of the jobs. Then you got all those other delivery services. Then you got Uber and Lyft and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The new sweatshop is delivery.
Yeah, but it's still, delivery is still way better than sweatshop shit. Sweatshop, you're almost like on an assembly line. You're doing the same thing. You're putting A to part B.
So you're going
for 9
A to
hours
part B,
a day.
9 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's the same thing if you think about it. I'm not saying it's exactly the same thing. It's the new
It's
sweatshop.
the new and improved sweatshop.
I mean,
the
buddy,
open floor plan.
You could go wherever you want.
Go wherever you want,
You're
dude.
free to come and go as you please.
And listen, if you steal an appetizer once in a while, we got you. You know what I mean? We'll cover it.
We know where your family lives.
Uh-huh.
They come in there and they kick in the door.
Well, the review system also adds a layer to that, to this slave labor sweatshop thing, because you're not necessarily worried about getting fired, but you're worried about getting your reviews down.
Yes, there was a guy, I was hanging out with a buddy of mine last night, and he said that people no longer want to give somebody a New York experience because they're so hear me out, they're so afraid of being reviewed in some capacity, right?
So wait.
Which to me was a little crazy, but I also kind of liked it.
I was making a face at this idea of like nobody wants a New York experience, because I was going to be like, well, what's a New York experience? What does that mean?
Right.
But then when you finish your sentence, it sounds like this guy's like, no one lets me be rude to them anymore. So people really think the customer's always right or some shit.
But it's just like, think of it this way, right? Like you can't, like if you were driving a cab, right, you can't be like as wild as you wanna. You can't like speed your way through this, get this job done.
Yellow cab, you could. If anyone says anything, be like, I paid $1 million for this medallion. You're lucky I'm not blowing my brains out in front of you right now.
You're lucky I keep that window closed so the brain spatter doesn't hit you in the head.
Yeah, reviews. How do you feel about them? You love to leave a review though. You're participating. You're cracking the whip on these slaves.
Listen, let me tell you something about. First of all, I'll review you right now.
I like how you adjusted the board.
Yeah.
Like, let me turn down his audacity a little bit.
Let me turn down his mic and turn up my review. Dennis Rooney, 0 out of 5 stars.
0 stars.
Yeah, not even 1. This is the thing. I'll write a review on a place that I feel deserves some shine.
Yeah.
If they don't have...
That's true. You told me about, you reviewed some Taco Tuesday shit around here.
Yeah, right. So this is the thing. If I can't... It's either 5 stars for a place that I think needs some shine.
Okay. Yeah, you're not going to pile on. You're not going to be the 1100th.
No.
Yeah, they're doing fine.
They're doing
fine.
Don't need, right.
Yeah.
Even if they got a couple hundred, I just feel like this, like not enough people know.
They're established.
Yeah. But I'm like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and write a review about like Peter Luger's, like a steakhouse in New York. I'm not going to be like, oh, this is great steak. Like people know.
Yeah.
It's an institution. But if there's a spot like a hidden taco gem like, for example, the places we went on the road that are just like really stellar, I'm like, yo, man, people should know about this. When they pass by through town, they should be like, oh, let me stop off here.
Right.
So I want to help those places out. Or I keep it moving and I shut the fuck up.
Well, it kind of goes back to the stand-up thing, which
mean?
we do, where we always say it's like, if you don't like a joke, there's really only two responses to a joke. Yeah. Laugh or don't laugh.
That's it.
If you don't like a joke and you yell something out, you're a piece of shit.
Like, we operate on 0 stars or 5.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean,
or even 2 stars. You know what I mean? Like 2 or above.
Yeah, sure.
3 or above.
The don't laugh is kind of harsh.
Yeah. Well, we've been there. I've been there anyway.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean?
I've been there too.
Yeah.
So
you can get stars the further the set goes, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, but if you don't like the experience, you're not trying to ruin somebody's business.
Right.
Keep it moving,
Absolutely.
like you said. Okay.
Yeah. So that brings us.
Why did something happen?
I'll tell you what happened.
You tell me, buddy.
We were on the road.
I recall.
Yeah, and okay, so the last night of the tour. Now we'd gone through a bunch of cities. We'd been on the road for 9 days, and I said to myself, you know, man, I want to spend a little extra money for our last place to stay.
Yeah.
And you were on board with it.
Sure.
Because the last day of the tour, you know, man, if you're away from your home for, a week and you're working.
Yeah.
Granted, you love what you do.
Sure.
You still miss your bed. You still want that, the comfortability factor. And we'd been staying in hotels that were like slightly under $100. So they're not like the fanciest of places. Serviceable, but
2 to 3 stars every time.
Sure. Right.
And even the 2 stars, they were clean.
Right. Okay.
We were very.
Okay, let's just make it clear. Dennis booked all the hotel rooms, and that's why he's taken a lot of this.
Well, there's
also another thing I got to bring up too.
Okay.
When I put gas in the car and I asked you to make the coffee, you'd get annoyed with me. You're like, I'm not here to make coffee.
Only.
You worked.
I don't shine shoes no more, and I don't make coffee.
You worked in a deli. You're good at making coffee. It's not a thing you should be embarrassed about.
No. Here's one of
you
my.
make your own coffee.
Here's one of my little things, because I would make you the coffee if
Dennis
you were.
Is nobody's bitch.
If you were pumping gas or you doing your own thing, whatever, that's fine.
Sure.
But like if you were pumping gas and I'd go in and say use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then I come out and I see you at the coffee station.
Yeah, sure.
And I go up and I pour the 2 coffees. I'm like, go ahead and make yours how you want it. And you're like, you make it. You know how to make it nice. I'm like, fuck you child. Make your own fucking coffee.
But you do it so well.
I don't care. I don't care that I do it so well. You need the practice then. You need it. I get really testy when people ask me to do things that they could just as easily do. You know what I mean? When they're asking me just to... We were in Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, we were at a CVS.
Sure.
And you were online, and there was maybe like 2 people ahead of you.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Would you do me a favor?"
Yeah.
And I was already like, "What? It depends, man. What?"
Yeah.
And he's, "Will you go grab me a Sprite?"
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, go fucking grab your own Sprite. There's only 2 people ahead of you. You're worried maybe like, what if I lose my place in line?
Sure.
Which I don't even know if there's anyone behind us.
I mean, it was 11:30 at night.
It was 11:30 at night. It was the last night of tour. We were between Airbnbs, which we'll get to.
Yes.
So what did I do?
Right.
I went and I got you your Sprite.
I'm going to tell you right now.
No problem. And it took 15 seconds.
Sure. Let me tell you something about
that. You could have easily gotten your own Sprite.
Of course I could have. Let me tell you something about that when you grabbed that Sprite. When you walked away, I said to myself, he's feeling a certain way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you felt a certain way. And I caught it. And I'm like, when we were walking back to the car, I was like, hey, man, whatever you want to do, I'm sorry about this. I could feel your energy shifting because I was like, this guy has a certain way. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with me as much as it has to do with the fact that, at some point his brothers asked him to do something.
Oh, absolutely.
He had a fucking conniption.
My brothers, my mom, my dad. If anyone, my dad's the best about it because I feel like he's the same way.
Sure.
But if someone asks me to do something that they're so capable, like if I can't come up with a reason why I should do it instead of them, I get real like, why? Yeah, I'm like, why? Why do I have to? You know what I mean? But I also know in my head you're such a not weird, not anxious, not particular. Although all these could describe you at certain times.
Sure.
But not in this one. You're just like you see all the angles. Because that's why you asked me to go get it. Is because I don't want to lose my spot in line. It's late. Let's get this moving.
Yeah.
And I'm not about to have that conversation with you online at a CVS.
Right.
Surrounded by people who also seemed very testy. I don't know why they were testy.
30 minutes till CVS closes, everyone's on edge.
That one woman's like, there's no one here to check out. I got to use the self-checkout.
Yeah.
And she was ready to explode.
Absolutely.
She even looked at me at one point and she was like, she asked me, she goes, is it only the self-checkouts? And I had to hold back from being like, I don't work here, lady. Like, why are you asking me that?
You know what's crazy? The security guy was also dressed in black, and he also had nothing to offer.
Yeah, he was like, listen, I just hang out here.
The guy was leaning against the self-checkout like it was a phone booth.
I've also been that lady, though, where I'm like, does anybody work here?
Yeah,
and nobody's answering you.
No one's answering.
And you're like, why don't I just walk out with all this shit?
You know what made it worse? There was a 24-hour sign above the CVS, and the fact that it's closing at midnight made everyone pissed.
You can't have a sign that says 24 hours.
You better put a giant X over that
exactly.
thing and admit defeat.
Put a garbage bag over it, dude, because I've had that happen. I've walked into stores where it'll be 6:05, and I'm like, well, the lights are on. Right. I see people in there.
Yeah.
I walk in. I go, can I get a... And they go, we're closed. And you know what I say when that happens? You should lock your door and turn your lights off then. Because your door's open and your lights are on. So you're fucking open, dude.
Prissy ass. You know what you should do?
You should lock the...
Don't give me hope that you're here, even though it says on the storefront that you're closed.
This sounds like something you would be on board with.
No, absolutely not.
Listen, if
you work in stores.
I've worked in stores. Yeah. I work in stores sometimes. And you know what? We're closed when the fucking door's closed and the lights are off. If someone walks in and the door's still open, the lights are on, it's like... Yeah, what can I do for you? Within reason.
Sure.
Within reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if these people have been like, yeah, I'm sorry, we were about to close the door, you know what I mean? I'd be like, I get it, you're about to close, I didn't know.
Right.
But if you're just hanging out, there's food in there's pizza on the counter,
right?
And you're going to tell me you can't give me, you don't even have to heat it up, I'll heat it up at home.
Either serve me this pizza or I'm calling INS.
I'm fucking bugging out in this place alone.
How do you want this to go down?
I'm bugging out to an audience of nobody, just you guys seeing me freak out. So yeah, okay.
So I knew something was up because of the way that you walked away when you went to grab that.
Well, we were just tense in general
because we had moved between Airbnbs.
We'd moved between Airbnbs.
And this is what happened. So we get to this. We pay a little extra for this Airbnb. $150, man. It's not much. It's very little.
It's a little splurge for us. Just a little bit of a little bit of niceness on the tail end.
Yeah.
Got 9 shows or whatever it was in our past. Going home tomorrow. Let's chill out a little bit.
Let's wake up comfortable. I wanted us to have separate rooms. So we're not sharing the hotel. You know what I mean? We shared a bunch of hotels.
Little did we know what was in store for us.
Oh, my God. So man, first of all, we get in this place, 2 floors.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Pittsburgh. It's a full house.
Full-on house.
Small house, but we're only 2 people. It's got 2 bedrooms.
Right.
Laundry units in the house. That's nice. We'll do a little laundry.
Absolutely. I like to come back with a suitcase full of fresh clothing.
Yeah. Which I don't need, but I appreciate.
Right, of
They
course.
had a high shower head. We both like that.
That is a very lovely. Yeah. When I saw the shower head, and it's a good shower head will be like, how tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
So 7 feet high.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, and it comes down with you like it's a torrential downpour.
We like good shower pressure.
Good shower pressure.
Which some places we stayed were nice, not great shower pressure.
Yeah, and some places felt like being urinated on.
Yeah, looking at you, Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, full piss storm. Full piss, low flow. So we're out there and, man, we get this place. I'm loving it. Everything's great.
We're psyched when we walk in.
Yeah, absolutely.
We keep saying, we're like, this was great. Good call.
We should have, this is a good idea.
Little backyard.
Yes. I'm like, you know what? We'll come back. We're making plans for the evening.
Yeah.
You know you're in a good place when you start talking about hours later what you plan to do.
You're like, we might bring people back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some comments on the show we haven't seen in a while.
Exactly.
Why don't you come back and, smoke a joint or something?
Maybe
in the
throw a
backyard.
little social happening over here.
We got a record player?
Yeah. You start playing songs from the Beatles while eating your banh mi. Look at you, you cultured fuck.
Yeah.
You're having a banh mi while listening to the Beatles.
Carrots on sandwiches.
Exactly.
Mind blowing.
Life, it could not be any better.
Little light on the protein.
Yeah.
Banh mi, all right? But a good tasty sandwich.
The Vietnamese don't require much. It's you, all right? So
I should ask for it Viet Cong style. You're like, he might not eat again for days. You got to load him up with some chicken on this thing.
If you walked in and you're like, can I have it Viet Cong style?
Viet Cong style?
The lady takes out a punji stick and just jabs.
I was gonna say they just pull a lever and
I just hear like a crunch noise.
You're like, I'll have it regular.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. You know what? Just put it in my hand. So then, I put some laundry in.
Yep.
I'm like, hey man, let me know what you want me to throw in. Get that going. Shower.
I'll say in the meantime, while this is going on, I take a little nap, but
So
I wake up like an hour before showtime.
Sure.
And I hit the shower.
I showered first, then you showered.
You showered first.
Yeah.
When I went into the shower, I noticed, and can I give the reveal away a little bit? Can I bury the lead?
Yeah.
There's a smushed ant on the bath towel, or the bath mat, rather, on the floor. And I go,
big deal.
Kunal might have stepped on an ant when he got out of the shower. I'm going to keep this to myself because I don't want to ruin his night. And then I saw another ant in the shower.
Right.
And I said, no big deal. Sure. I could wash this guy down the drain.
100%.
Again, I'm like, not going to say anything to Kunal.
Yeah.
Might ruin his night.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. I really
and not a lie, but an omission of truth, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And I'm going to tell you right now, 3 ants, I'm fine.
That's fine.
Totally acceptable, man.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with
Before I can get out of the shower,
yes.
I think I'm brushing my teeth, and I just hear you go, buddy, we got problems.
Yeah, man. I walk into like the office adjacent, which has the washer and dryer.
Yes.
I'd already set out my laptop. I'm like dumping the last night's video, like airdropping it. And I'm like, man, this is great. I got a little desk space. So I walk back into the office, and I just see ants all over the floor. Like 5-6 ants scurrying about.
Big ants.
Big ants.
Big black
carpenter
fast
ants.
Carpenter ants. Yeah.
I looked them up. They're carpenter ants. They're not these tiny little city ants that you could. Man, I've had a city ant on like me on a wrap.
Yeah.
I've flicked them off. I've blown them off.
Yeah.
And let the wind take care.
That's the move. I think with tiny ants like that, you give them a, and they're gone. You know what I mean?
I once bit into a strawberry, found half an ant. You want to know what I kept doing? Eating the
strawberry?
rest of the strawberry.
Well, you had already paid for it, right? You're like,
I don't need the rest of the other strawberry. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what. Yeah. I tried blowing on one of these carpenter ants.
Yeah.
Blew back at me. What are you doing, dude?
Also, slightly racist.
The carpenter ants?
Yeah.
Well, they heard my material.
Yeah. They looked down on you. They said, this guy doesn't work hard enough. He doesn't know an honest day's work like the rest of us.
I left my blue collar hat back at home. Sorry.
And they know it. They could sense it. So I go.
So you see how many ants?
We're talking 5-6 ants.
Okay.
I'm grabbing I grab like the detergent bottle. Mm-hmm. I'm stomping.
You're crushing ants.
Crushing ants. I'm going to tell you right now, I crushed 2 ants. Mm-hmm. They weren't even phased.
Yeah.
Full
They pushed
strength.
back?
Yeah. They were
What's
like
it, like 100 times their own?
50, I think, 50 times or 100 times their own strength. They were benching the detergent bottle off me.
They were there first.
Yeah, they were there first.
Maybe they double booked the Airbnb. Like the ants are supposed to be here.
You see like 3 of them pulling out their Airbnb receipt, as you can see here. So now I message. So then I message the guy. I message the person who's the proprietor of the Airbnb. And I go, hey man, I got some ants coming in here.
What's your exact phrasing?
I'll tell you the first phrasing.
You know I'm big on phrasing.
I know you are. Okay. I know you are. Hey, there seems to be a bunch of ants in here. I don't know what we need to do about this. Okay?
Okay.
Then
That's a good amount of like, this is the situation. I'm obviously not happy.
Right.
What are we going to do?
Absolutely. Then I take out my video camera. I start recording
You start filming the ants.
I start filming the ants. And I go, the ants called me.
No.
I'm calling the cops on the ants. Like, so no. So in all seriousness, I film the ants. Just I want proof.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I stop filming. I'm like, all right, cool. There's like 6 ants here.
And you didn't like fuck with the ants to try to make it seem like, you know,
man,
picking up ants and putting them on your pillow and shit.
No.
All right, boys, let's act up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you mean it.
I put one in my water bottle. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like everywhere that I need them to be.
Yeah.
I open the deodorant. I put one in. Like it's. Ugh. So I now go back into my bedroom, which the office is in. You know, it's adjacent,
connected to the bedroom. And I'll say this originally too. Yeah. Talk about a win for me.
Yeah.
Originally, I was going to say you take the bedroom at the front of the house because it looked like it had the slightly nicer bed.
Right.
And then when I realized, I was like, well, you want to do laundry. I don't want you coming in and out while I'm trying to take a nap.
Sure.
Why don't you take that room? You got the desk then, too. I know you might want to do some stuff on your laptop. I'll take the ant-free room. You're like, what's that? I'm like, just the room by the front.
I wanted the room that I got anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
So then now I'm going to. So then I go into the bedroom and I have this tiny little dresser And I go there, ants are all over it.
Yeah.
Like 5, 6 more ants.
So, which, when we walked in, we did a walk around. I didn't see any ants.
0 ants.
But they heard us, and they were like, let's bring the welcome brigade out and say what up to these guys.
Yeah, they rolled out deep.
You're from New York? Do you know Jared?
Yeah. He lives on 66 and First?
My cousin Jared.
Yeah, have you seen him, bro?
He looks like me.
Yeah. He's also a carpenter?
Yeah.
So,
So now we're dealing with, we're up to, including the 2 in the bathroom, sounds like we're up to maybe
a
13,
Baker's
14, 15?
dozen. I was going to say Baker's dozen.
Okay, Baker's dozen
Baker's
of ants.
dozen ants. We got 13 ants. I'm taking photos of the ants on my stuff.
You're taking straight-ons and profiles of the ants.
I'm taking them holding the sign. I was here on this day, holding the newspaper. And so then now I send them another message.
Right.
And I go, my stuff's covered in ants, guy.
My stuff is covered in ants, guy.
Yeah. Which you said would be perceived as aggressive. Aggressive. I would say almost rude, but like you're the victim here so far. You're dealing with these ants. Okay, so
had he said he was going to come by yet?
He said I'll be by in 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then I respond with my stuff's covered in ants, guy.
Yeah. I might have saved that for in person and been like, hey guy, my stuff's covered in ants.
Okay, well, you know,
and have this short. He was a short little guy. I'll use, when I don't like somebody, I'll use their stature against them. Sure, I wouldn't normally do that.
We're gonna be like, hey little man.
Hey little man. Talk to your boys in the bedroom. Yeah. Talk to your ant friends.
Talk to your cousins down there. So I go, man. I say that, and you know, my girl also said that was rude.
Yeah, I mean, it's
weird how you can call me the victim and then say I'm being rude.
Victims can't be rude?
You know, I guess when I'm calling 911, I'm supposed to be cordial about the situation.
Well, it's not 911's fault.
Well,
yeah,
I didn't.
911. I've been stabbed, guy. It's like, all right. Well, were you acting like this towards them?
Would you describe these ants? They're
carpenter. They're hardworking ants. They're making a honest living.
They deserve to be here like anybody else.
I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the country, just not in this house, not in this Airbnb.
Right. So
it's not totally rude, but it's also like, it's just how different people operate. You're upset and you're expressing it, whereas it sounds like me and your girl would be a little more like, let's see the outcome before I start going that route.
Before I start saying guy.
Yeah, before I start saying guy. Well, so guy's not that rude, but I think this guy took it to heart.
Yeah.
So he shows up. Which we're also like, what's he going to do when he shows up? So do you think we're lying?
That's what I'm curious.
Yeah.
So the guy shows up with a can of bug spray.
Raid.
Lemon
scented.
I
thought that was nice. I thought it was, thoughtful.
Sure.
Because you could spray that shit in a house. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's fine. It's poison, but it's okay.
Lemon scented poison.
I got something that you're not going to like that I'll bring up when we get to it.
You know what? You're right. When people were getting gassed by Agent Orange, you think they're like, well, at least the smell's nice.
Citrusy. Yeah. It's refreshing.
This smells all right.
I don't know if Agent Orange smells orange.
I don't know. Right?
More of a lemon, really. Should be Agent Lemon. Well, no. This is, first of all,
baby. Agent Lemon's in town.
It sounds like you're comparing the gas of Agent Orange to Raid, which these are not,
Obviously.
Okay.
I know it's a bit of a stretch.
This is like home level pesticide. Right. It's okay to have around. I wouldn't spray it into your face.
Oh, you wouldn't spray it in? Okay, cool.
But,
Sure. So everything smells like lemon, and I know that's bug spray.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So the guy's in there spraying bug spray.
Yep.
And stepping on ants.
That's the worst part, I think, that he's just like, you know what I mean? Don't worry, I'll come back. If you have any more, call me. I'll be right down with my bug stomping shoes on.
Like I can't step on ants?
Right. You know it's almost like...
It's gross.
It's gross. Who's going to clean up these ants?
That's what I'm saying. I don't need you to step on ants and then walk back through the place where you came from.
Just ant body parts littered everywhere?
Yeah, I don't need to be walking on ant legs and arms. You know what I mean? Like, that's gross.
Sure.
So, and then he tries to offer a really solid bit of advice. He goes, I'll leave the bug spray with you. Well, thank you.
Oh, thanks. That's
so generous.
So there's going to be more, is what you're saying.
Yeah, right?
Or he's like, this way I don't have to come back. If you see any more, just deal with them. Yeah, you saw how I did it.
You know how this fires, right?
Yeah.
I left the safety off. So he goes, and then he leaves. In and out in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We had a brief conversation. I told him I do, he goes, are you a comedian? And I go, yeah. And he goes, "Do you work with this comic that we know? Do you work with this club owner in Pittsburgh?" And I go,
"We're not
"No."
doing full names anymore?
Steve Hofstetter.
Okay.
Well, we'll just go right into it.
There we go. I thought we were doing full names.
I was waiting for you to push it. So he goes,
"Local Airbnb host destroyed by stand-up comedian."
So he goes, I'm like, "No, I'm not working. We're doing some other indie venue."
Yeah.
Right. And then
we're doing the cool spot in town,
Absolutely.
not that lame corporate shit.
Yeah, bro.
We'd love to come back to do the corporate shit.
We didn't sell out to the man, bro. As we're counting singles in our
as we're stepping on ants in our Airbnb that's supposed to be nice.
That we're gonna end up eating because we're so broke. So the guy leaves, and I had to go back to grab, I left my watch upstairs.
I could feel how upset you were.
Yes.
As we're heading for the show.
Right.
But I'm like, whatever, we got the bug spray.
Right.
There probably won't be any more when we get back. That bug spray will probably do a good job. I'm like, everything's going to be fine.
Sure.
No biggie.
Little do you know.
Little did I know.
Who your co-host is.
I underestimated your love for an email. For a stern...
No.
These were chats.
These no, man. These were
no.
These were fireside chats.
Right,
and
right.
I brought the fire and I brought the sides. Okay? Your boy was livid.
Yeah.
I went upstairs to grab the car keys.
Uh-huh.
Came back downstairs. I was like, forgot my watch. Let me go grab that. Forgot this bracelet I like to wear. Forgot that. Now I'm on my head. Every time I go up there is foggy from this bug spray. Okay? I'm a little lucid.
You didn't tell me. I would have drove if I didn't think you were okay to drive from all that rage you were breathing in.
Don't worry about it. The rage took care of steering where I needed to be.
Gotcha.
I walked back upstairs. There's a stink bug out now too, as well.
They're all coming out of the woodwork.
They're all coming out of the woodwork.
Stink bug came out I smelled some raid. We having a party?
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, it's a block party out here." A dragonfly was in there.
You thought that lemon shit was gonna seriously?
Dude, it was like they were grilling.
Was there a dragonfly?
No.
Okay, I was like, no. You didn't tell me about that.
Right. So, now we get in the car, we get over to the venue, and I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I've just made the determination. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
You were saying shit like that when we were walking. You were like, "We're done here."
Yeah.
And I was like,
"Yeah." You're thinking
like,
I'm gonna calm down.
Yeah.
And I go, and I'm thinking I'm not gonna calm down.
No.
As soon as we get to the venue, it's a circle of comedians, and I immediately start into. I haven't even seen Shannon in a while.
Yes.
Years. The guy who had booked the show. And
Shannon Norman, check him out. Does a great monthly show.
Right. So I show up there and I go. He goes, "Hey man, how's it going?" And that's a general "how's it going?"
Yeah. And you go, "Ants."
Yeah. Bugs.
Ants is how it's going.
Bugging me. So I am livid.
You're scratching yourself all over.
Yeah. I'm flipping out at every minute.
Yeah.
And then I go, man, we get into the show. The show's starting. I call Airbnb. I send them. They go,
Is this before your set?
Before my set.
Okay.
They go, "Can we access the messages you had with the person who runs the place?"
Mm-hmm.
I go for it. The lady goes, "Okay." And then she pauses for 5 seconds. She goes, "This is very much unacceptable."
Which, to you, you're like, "Isn't it unacceptable?"
Kuching.
You're like, "Here we go. Here we go."
Yeah. Absolutely. We're done here.
Yeah, we're playing hardball now. Once you get the team on, you're like, "All right, we're going in."
Yeah, I'm done now.
Yeah.
I'm done. And I go, listen.
Any shot of this being smoothed over is out the window.
No.
Because those messages, did you have photos in them?
Photos.
So they saw ants
everything,
on this shit. Okay.
all over my stuff.
Yeah.
So this is not straight and smooth anymore.
If they'd zoomed in on the ants, you just see property of Kunalarora on them. Like, "Sir, were these your ants?"
The ants are wearing bandanas with my name on it. So I go, "Listen, this is what I think is like the right idea. I don't want to leave a negative review. I don't want to be the kind of guy that writes negative reviews.
Because when you're not happy with the service, just keep your mouth shut, keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
But that doesn't mean you don't get a refund.
Right.
You get your,
And I shut the fuck up and I move on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
There's been instances in my life where I once went to a restaurant and I had French fries and there was a piece of plastic in the French fries that I chewed and I thought it was a French fry. I don't know how that happened. I don't know what the fuck went down.
Thick plastic?
Thick plastic.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I didn't eat it, fortunately.
Yeah.
But I told the guy, and I even brought him in close. It was a crowded restaurant. I was like, "Hey, man, come close." He's like, "What's up?" And I go, "This is a piece of plastic. I put it in my mouth, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, not cool. So I don't know what you want to do about this, but this is, not good."
I own this restaurant now.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
So he goes, I'm sorry, takes off the fries, brings us dessert for free, whatever. I get it. I'm cool with it, man. These are exceptions.
Take off the fries, dessert for free. We're cool.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not trying to ruin your business.
You know what I do? I pay my bill and I tip 20%.
Sure.
Even a little more, actually, because I said, fuck it, this guy handled the situation in the moment, right?
Yeah.
So now in this circumstance...
He didn't come over and start stomping on the French fries?
Yeah.
Let me take care of that for you, sir.
He's trying to melt the plastic with some sort of spray.
Yeah.
You know, but like that's, man, it's like I get the guy's effort for coming in there, but you're stepping on bugs.
Yeah.
You're spraying bug spray. Mm-hmm. You're not looking at the situation and going, oh, man, and I tell the Airbnb operator, too. I go, listen, this is not the norm for these people.
Right.
Clearly.
Yeah.
This is obviously...
the place was clean.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, this is clearly... And I said this is a freak occurrence.
Right.
And so I don't want to judge them based on this freak occurrence. Uh-huh. So let's do what's best. Let me get my money. I clearly need a place to stay. They're like, we'll credit you for a free night's stay. I go, but I need a little extra because it's a little late. They go, we'll give you even a little more money.
There you go.
And that's fine. So I go, that is, if you'll notify them that I won't be leaving a bad review, that, you know what I mean? I don't want to have an interaction with these people. I'd rather get my stuff and be out. Yeah. And they're like, cool.
Let me ask you a question now before we go any further with this story.
Right.
Is there anything he could have done that you would have been like, all right, I'll stay here? Like if he came in, if he used paper towel to like kind of pick up the ants while crushing them, sprayed a little Raid.
Once you start goose stepping on ants in a room that I'm supposed to have access to, dude, we're done here.
Yeah. Okay.
Once I start to see other bugs coming to the block party, we're done here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can't come in with bug spray. If he just sprayed bug spray, cleaned up every one of the bugs, and then came up to me afterwards like, listen, there's 0 bugs. They're all gone. And I picked each and every one of them up. You won't see any one of them.
Right.
All right? I still see the dead bugs.
Yeah.
I see a new bug. You know?
A new kind of unrecognizable.
I discovered a bug.
You discovered a bug.
Yeah, it's, you know what I mean? So, like, the point that I'm trying to say is this. It's over.
Right, okay.
We're at a Dunsville's time here.
Yeah.
Okay? So the guy, I'm like, I don't want to be this person who leaves a negative review. Let me just fuck off in peace.
We finish the show.
Yeah.
Great show.
Right.
I get off stage, and you're like, we got to go to that Airbnb and get our shit. We're getting out of there. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, absolutely. You're like flabbergasted.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, let's do it. But okay.
Right. And
I was thinking about how much I enjoyed that bed. That's why I had a good nap.
Yeah, dude.
Bug-free nap.
And that shower was phenomenal.
Good. Yeah.
The next place we find, I gave you the bedroom, okay? Because I was like, you know, man, I put this guy through enough shit having to deal with all this stuff. And I'm livid about the whole situation, but I said, fuck it. And I ended up sleeping. I thought I had to sleep in like an attic with an air mattress that I ended up not sleeping on. I slept on a leather couch, which, you know, sleeping on a leather couch is the most uncomfortable thing in the world. I just hit the weed pen a few times and zonked out.
Yeah, I had a great night's sleep.
I know you did.
Bed was huge.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Hotel linens.
Let me tell you what happened. I walk in, I knock on the door, and Dennis goes, enter.
I'm spread out. I'm just like,
He's sitting there like a pharaoh. The man has 2 body pillows on each arm. He's dead center. And I go, how'd you sleep? And you look at me and you go, you point blank lie.
Yeah.
All right.
It was okay.
Yeah, you piece of shit. Yeah,
I didn't want to say it. I knew this guy had slept on the couch.
Yeah, dude.
I had came out in the middle of the night to take a piss and I burst out laughing.
Yeah, I heard you.
I had to stifle it. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were awake or not.
Yeah, I heard
But I
you.
just, in my head, I'm just like, this poor guy could have just dealt with a couple ants.
No, man, no. It's all.
Oh, this was the thing that I wanted to make fun of you a little bit for, though. Because so far, I think if I were in your room, I probably would have stayed and been like, I'm not happy about this. Maybe I get a partial refund.
Sure.
But like all my shit's here.
Right.
It's late.
Yeah.
I'll crush some ants. Hopefully I don't wake up with ants crawling on my face and
can't deal
shit.
with that.
Yeah. But what I thought was very funny is that you threw out your underwear that was like in the room where he sprayed the Raid.
Yeah.
And you like threw it out like it was radioactive.
Yeah, man, I was done with that. I threw out my toothbrush case.
Well, you saw bugs on that.
Yeah.
So that I get. I very much get that.
I don't know what the bugs had made it onto the underwear.
But even if the bugs on the underwear, it's like, wash the underwear.
Yeah, I get it, man. I was just so annoyed about a lot of
But
shit.
you also probably have lots of underwear. I got like 3 pairs.
Yeah.
I got 3 pairs that I rotate.
7 for the tour.
I'm kidding. I got plenty of underwear.
Okay, well,
but still.
Well, you look like the type that doesn't.
When you like a pair of underwear like I do, you make sure you hold on to it.
Well, I clearly am from a different caliber of people.
I told my dad that you threw out the underwear and he laughed.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. He was like, he threw out the underwear? I was like, he threw out the underwear. And he was just like... And I was like, that's the guy who made fun of your mashed potatoes. He's like, fuck that guy.
Your dad probably knows those ants.
He probably does. Yeah.
Him too is a carpenter.
They're in the same union.
Yeah, of course. He probably sent them over.
My dad didn't have electricity till he was like 17.
Bro,
So
I don't care about your father's fucking woes, man. Guy lives in a house. He's happy. What do you want from me?
No, that's what I'm saying is,
you know what I mean? It's like so tiresome when I got to hear people's parents struggling. You know what I mean? You don't think when my dad was in some hut somewhere and a plane flew over, he wasn't fascinated? Enough.
that's a trial or a tribulation, is being fascinated by modern technology?
It's annoying to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying my dad...
How many times I got to hear about people in a tire floating over to this country?
The idea of...
they sit here and they're like, oh, I came here in a tire.
The idea of leaving like a hotel room because of ants, I get why he would laugh, but I am on your side about that, though.
Sure.
You know I am. Because I'm like, we had the discussion where we were like, how many ants is too many? Because like we said, you see 3-4 ants, it's kind of like, okay, that's a little much. You saw like a dozen ants in your room.
Right,
and
dude.
yeah, I get it.
And it wasn't like a dozen throughout a 2-floor house.
Right. It was in one central location.
Yeah, man, I grew up with roaches. I didn't be like, let's move.
Well, you probably said it, but your parents like, shut up, you're 12, you know what I mean?
No, you know what I did?
Made friends with the roaches? Trained the roaches?
I wish. I wish I'd done that. I put on some slippers.
You go to town.
I got to stomping.
So when you saw this guy stomping, you were having childhood flashbacks.
No, I was jealous.
You were jealous?
Yeah, I was like, why can't I stomp on
You're like, I was going to stamp those ants out.
So, no, it's just like, man, you're done here. I paid for a service. You're not providing it.
And, but the point being is that you wanted to get a refund. You didn't want to have to leave a review.
Right.
Because that's a death sentence for an Airbnb. It's
right.
like, hey, there's bugs here that they don't tell you about.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they told you about the bugs, you know what you signed up for.
Absolutely.
Bugs were not in the description of this Airbnb.
Warning, there are bugs here, pictures, video.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, you're done.
You
People
don't
are not going to
want
stay
that
there.
negative review.
And this is where it starts to get fun, I think.
Yeah, so I wake up off sleeping on a leather couch with a sheet on it, and I'm thinking, man, we're going home.
Yeah.
Tour's over.
Tour's over.
Me and you, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We're just going to sit in this car ride, maybe say 7 words to each other, and just get home after like a 7-hour drive.
Yes.
So now pass me your phone. So this is the message I wake up to in the morning. This is from one of the guys.
See, I already didn't like this. How come you got to ask for my phone? Where's your fucking phone?
We're recording.
Give me your phone. Oh, yeah. All right.
So,
give me your phone. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So I go. I get a message in the morning. He goes, some dude, one of the guys. There's like a group of guys on this thread.
Yeah.
Hey, at the house now. Curious where all the ants were. I'm not finding any. Guy calls himself Guy.
Well, he's your message previous was like, there's ants all over my stuff, guy.
Yeah.
So now he's doing a little like passive aggressive.
Yeah. And let me tell you something about passive aggressive. It's weak. I don't like it.
You like aggressive
I
aggressive.
like aggressive aggressive.
Yeah.
You angry about something? Come and tell me. Yeah. All right. Don't sit here and sugarcoat shit.
So you find nudes of his wife and you post those.
And I send them.
I send them.
I go to revenge.
Took me 8 minutes.
Revengeporn.com and I'm on there. So so now he goes. I respond with. I mean, I went through like 3 iterations. And this is what I end up with. I go. You can ask the person who came over and started spraying and stepping on them.
Yeah. That's what happened, and that's who he should be asking.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Straightforward.
I wouldn't even say that's aggressive.
It's not even aggressive, right? It's straightforward. He goes, okay, I will. Sorry about a few ants.
We're more than a few. We're a baker's dozen.
We're a baker's dozen.
That's
now.
a few.
That's a few.
Yeah.
Foo.
If a few is 3 and a few, so 3 by 3 is 9.
Yeah.
I'd say even more.
Okay. Few. The band. I never saw any. Enjoy Pittsburgh. And
which like I can deal with that. I can accept that as them kind of being a little defensive and giving you a little attitude back. You gave them a little attitude.
100%.
This is where it should completely end. This should be...
I mean, I notified Airbnb at this point.
Yeah.
I went right to Airbnb.
Like, these people are going to hear from my lawyers if you don't step in, Airbnb.
It's
You're
just
threatening litigation constantly.
It's just you with a T-shirt that says lawyer. So now I get a message literally a half an hour later from the dude who came by.
Yeah.
He goes, "You should be ashamed of yourself."
Which is hilarious.
Amazing way to open.
You should be ashamed of
I respect
something
it.
I had said to you so many times on tour, never sunk in apparently.
That's the one thing I never took
That's the one thing I never took in.
So he goes, "I'm sorry that there were ants. Of course that is not ideal." Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But have you really never encountered an instance like this in your life? You have no understanding?
What does that mean? An instance like this? What do you mean? Where I pay to stay somewhere and then there's bugs in the place?
Yeah, like what am
No,
I
I haven't. Thank God.
I'm sorry, my life hasn't been like this.
This guy's only lived with bugs his whole life. You know what I mean?
You have no understanding? It sounds like he forgot English.
Yeah, it suddenly did sound like he was like English was his second language.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You messaged me about the issue and I responded immediately and came over and took care of it. What other outcome could you expect or want? I don't know. You know what outcome I could expect or want? I rent a place. I pay you money. No bugs. That's what I could expect. That's what I could, some may say, want.
I get what he's saying, where
Yes.
he's like, you told me there was a problem. I came over. I did what I could.
Yeah.
I thought we were fine because when I left, you weren't like, this isn't over.
Hold on, yeah.
But you know what? Upon further inspection, I was not happy with how you dealt with this. Also, we were like running out the door. We had to get to this show.
Yeah, we had work to go to.
Yeah, we had work to. Yeah, exactly. You did say. You said we're working.
Yeah, he goes, you told me about a minor issue, and I immediately provided the solution.
Also, not a minor issue.
No.
It's a pretty major issue.
No, if no hot water, you turn on the boiler. That's a minor issue.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I'd say it's a major issue with an easy fix.
With an easy fix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Minor issue is like this window won't open.
Okay.
It's stuck.
Minor issue.
Minor issue.
Absolutely. Right.
There's a 12-year-old in the basement. Minor issue.
We go into the attic. There's a man who used to work in a coal mine. It's a minor issue. All right.
There's a piano. It only plays the black keys. Minor issue. Come on. I don't even know if that one really works, but I think they're minor keys, right?
Fine.
The black ones?
Yeah.
Keys?
It's a publication that comes out monthly, but this time they did a bi-weekly one.
A minor issue. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Tapping out.
I didn't think I was going to come back after the piano.
I can't believe you followed that up.
Yeah, I know.
Give me a I got nothing. I got nothing. Okay. I'm still working though.
No,
You can
I'm
tell.
still thinking about it. God, I love this. All right. Okay.
I come home from work and I see not really.
You got
I was gonna say mine or issue, but my buddy issue and he slept over and I don't know, whatever. Okay.
I pick up this magazine. Is it mine or Rishu's?
A for effort. But
Right.
I think the last one was your
Okay. All right. So I immediately provided a solution. What else could you possibly want? And you're so incredibly rude.
And you should be ashamed. I love that. All right, so he bookended it with, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
And you're so incredibly rude.
You know what's funny?
And I was like, I want to have a beer with this guy. Tell him what it's been like touring with this guy.
You know what's funny? He did the opposite of
what you're supposed to do.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
He did criticism. Constructive. Help.
Yep.
Criticism.
Yeah.
He did the opposite of
He's
it.
supposed to cake it up.
Yes.
With compliments.
Yeah.
And then, be like, but you're kind of a dick.
Right.
But I understand.
Right.
All right.
So now I
think this is when you showed it to me, and
Yes.
I was immediately like, don't respond.
Yes.
Do not respond.
I literally, for people that, if you may not know me, but I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as I get a message like this, I start drafting.
You're salivating.
I am ready to draft.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm backdraft.
You're taking out a template that you've designed for such an occasion.
Absolutely. I'm ready to go.
I think this is to the point where you told me, you were like, you know what, Dennis? I used to always take the high road. Not any longer. I choose violence every time. Yeah. I was like, all right, man. You can have whatever room you want next to her.
The woman that we're at a diner and I'm telling you this, and she's like, so should I top off the coffee or... So, man.
More coffee or blood of your enemies? Whatever you want.
We could. You know what? I think I'll take the blood.
I'll take the blood of my enemies.
Thank you. Can you put some ice in the blood of my enemies? So then I get another message.
Yeah, which Also, it's like, so we only dealt with this one guy.
Yeah.
Now we're hearing from a second guy. Now we're hearing from a third guy.
It seems like mad dudes are involved.
This is some sort of gay thruple Airbnb, which is fine.
Fine.
But you think they'd be on top of the ant situation?
I mean, they're on top of each other. That's for damn certain.
Minor issue.
The edit I'm going to have to take this thing out of, minor issue.
Very small.
Yeah.
Very small.
So, now I get a message, which at this point is an hour and 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Because I have not responded.
Because you're not responding.
I'm not responding.
Taking the high road.
I am taking the high road.
It's killing you, but you're taking the high road.
This is my kryptonite. The high road.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I get a message. Wow. I was thinking the same thing.
They're hyping each other up now in these texts.
It's like the guy, but the guy who responded is the same guy who wrote the next message.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes no sense to me.
He just tagged his name at the end, right?
Yeah,
to be
for
like,
some odd reason.
From Matt, not Eric or whoever the fuck.
So he goes, for someone who comes from the city of rats to be so upset about an ant. One now.
Yeah.
City
an ant.
of Rats.
City of Rats.
You know what I loved about when we heard City of Rats?
City of Rats.
We're eating food and we get City of Rats, and you start taking every song about New York City, and you start adding rats to it.
Yeah.
We were starting to drive back.
Any song with city in it New York, I was just putting rats right into it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I even Googled, because I said this to you at breakfast, I was like, I Googled City of Rats because I was like, do people call New York City the City of Rats?
Right.
No, they don't. This guy was taking it upon himself to crown New York City the City of Rats.
You know, the big rats?
The big rat pull.
Yeah. In city, concrete jungle, city of rats. That's a stretch, but all right.
No, it works.
Okay. City of rats to be so upset about an ant. Call Airbnb and have the night refunded after we quickly ran out and fixed the issue for some ants.
Some ants. So we went from one ant at the beginning of the message to some ants.
To a few ants.
What if we checked in on them this week? The whole house has been brought down by carpenter ants. Thank God we got out of there.
It's like you walk in and the property is just completely empty. It's an empty lot.
They're just standing over it
yeah. These ants meant business.
These ants, man, overtime.
Yeah. So the guy goes, "Good for speaking up, Eric." Matt.
Yeah. So it's like, good job, Steve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These guys are losers, dude.
Right.
And now you never answer.
Never answer.
Being the bigger man.
You told me to not respond.
You already got the refund. You got the extra $50.
And I want you to know that I respect what you have to tell me. So I did listen.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, the strength of the words that I value that came from you were starting to weaken. Okay.
Okay.
And then,
City of Rats starting to get to you. You're like, that's my fucking city.
Gnawing at me.
Yeah, gnawing at you.
You may. And then
Meanwhile, these guys are just like the Pied Piper, just stringing you along.
Yeah,
you're the rat now.
Oh yeah. And I'm starting to follow. And then I get home and Dina goes, "Don't respond." And I go, "All right, you know what? This is clearly." My girl's like, "Don't respond." And I go, "Clearly, this is a thing not to get."
I'll say this though, because I mean, you're about to not to give away another reveal here, but you told me that they left you a review, right?
Yes.
I didn't know you could leave someone a review if it's been canceled. That's why I was like, don't answer. Just leave it a clean slate. You don't have to say shit to them. They're not going to say shit to you.
Right.
But now you're tarnished. Your Airbnb profile is tarnished with, what did they say? Fill me in.
This is the thing, though. And this is where the listeners can get involved.
Are you about to use my personal army?
No.
Go ahead.
I can't read the review until April 29th.
Okay.
Until I either leave a review immediately or 2 weeks expire and I don't leave a review.
Okay.
That is Airbnb's policy.
So if you wait 2 weeks and don't review them, does theirs go away?
No, I get to see the review.
Okay.
So I either leave my review and I get to see theirs, or I wait 2 weeks, don't write anything, and I get to see theirs.
That's interesting. So you can't really get to rebuttal anything they say.
No.
You have to write the review cold.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah. You can't start. They're not going to allow you to see what mud they slung at you.
Yeah.
And then this way you could sling mud back.
How many drafts of your review have you started?
In my mind?
Yeah.
9.
Yeah. Because I can already I got a draft almost done up in my head too, where it's just like, listen.
Yeah.
I had a bad experience. There were ants.
Right.
They came over and sprayed raid. I didn't find that to be an acceptable solution.
Yeah.
I didn't want to tarnish them with a bad review, so I took it straight to Airbnb and got a refund, stayed somewhere else that night. I wish them the best, but I didn't think they... And then I would also point out, be like, the next day I woke up to multiple messages of them shaming me and telling me that I should be embarrassed.
Right.
Calling my hometown a city of rats.
Yes. I mean, there was that.
Yeah.
There was... these guys are communicative, and I appreciate that. Excellent. Leave that review.
Yeah.
Say nothing negative.
Right.
There was these guys told me to go back to my country.
Just call them racist.
Racist.
Paint them as racist.
Just go straight to racists.
Be like, when they found out that I was an Indian person trying to rent them, they tried. I think they left the ants there after I said.
And they said, you're probably used to this.
Yeah. Don't eat these ants. We need these ants. Yeah. Don't go eating my ants now. Oh, so you can't. Oh man.
Right.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna write the review? Or are we gonna leave it?
This is where it comes to the listener.
Opinions?
We're taking opinions.
Yeah. All right.
Let me know what you think I should do.
Yeah.
Negative review, full blast. Call them racists. Give me ideas.
Right.
Let me know. Do I?
Well, you don't want to mess up your Airbnb though. That's a good app.
Do I accuse them of sexual assault? How far do I go? Or maybe I tame it. Maybe I reel it in. Who knows?
You're gonna reel it in?
Who
Take
knows?
the high road?
Listen, sometimes when they go low, we go high.
Sometimes we go. We're like, you want to play fucking limbo?
Yeah. Sometimes they go low. We choose violence.
Yeah, we choose violence.
Yeah.
They go low. We dig underground.
We go petty.
Yeah. Mad petty. Oh man.
So
it's a lot to think about. Yeah. Chime in. I want to hear what you guys.
I want to hear what you guys think.
I think you got to go. I mean, now it's like in my opinion, now the gloves are kind of off. It's like.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe their review is probably brutal.
You think
maybe they pulled it in? We're like, you know what? He did have ants. There were ants.
We were a little harsh.
Also, maybe the guy who came and sprayed the raid and stopped, he might have went back and been like, yeah, there was like 2 or 3 ants. Yeah. Meanwhile, he knows there was fucking a dozen of them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's just trying to save his face or something? Sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Those guys are losers, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm in this situation and I'm these guys, I walk in there, I see those ants, I go, I'm going to tell you right now, I spray, I clean them up.
Yeah.
Okay? I go, let's just give me a minute, I'll take care of that. I show them the room, 0 ants, and I go, listen, I understand what happened here. This is not a good look.
Give you a 50% refund?
I go, we could either do this. These are your options. You could 50% refund. You stay here on the ground floor, whatever you want to do. Second option, full refund. Please don't leave me a negative review. There we go.
Yeah.
Or the third option, this is okay for you and you're fine with it. Obviously, they're going to choose B or C, the other 2 options.
Yeah.
Right? Because when their money's on the table, they'll choose the other 2 options.
Right.
Now, I can hope for the 50% if I'm this person, or they could cancel. But the negative review is the death knell for these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is how I know, because we stayed at another Airbnb that night, and the guy messaged us and goes, listen, man, 5-star reviews are critical to our business.
Right.
If we don't get a 5-star review, it looks really bad on our end.
Yeah.
So if you leave a 5-star review, we'll leave a 5-star review. All's well that ends well.
Yeah.
And I go, man, I slept in an air mattress that sucked. I saw dead bugs there. Granted, they were dead. At least there's that.
Right.
Also, I slept on a leather couch because the pull-out couch was trash. Whatever.
Yeah, that pull-out mattress was from like 82.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
And I still said 5 stars. I told the guy what needed to be changed. He said, okay.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
Exactly. And I said, you'd run your business. Do it as best as you can. It is what it is.
I'll tell you what. If you leave a review mentioning these ants,
right,
and any other person in the future sees the ants, they're really fucked then. Because like we've all seen the one review where it's like, this place stunk.
Right.
And it's like, oh, what happened there? Yeah. But once you start getting 2, dare I say 3, you're marked. You're marked, and no one's going to stay there.
Let me tell you something. You know how many reviews these people have?
How many?
The ones whose place we left?
How many?
17.
So they're a new place.
1 bad review.
Yeah.
Dunzo. Okay? If it's 1 out of 18 is a negative review, not a good sign. Not a good sign. So,
oh man.
Anyway, let me know it all day, Casey. And I mean, that's realistically, I want to know what you guys would do. Am I the asshole here?
No.
That's what I was thinking about too.
No.
I was thinking about that Reddit
should have kept your underwear. But no,
that is fair.
You're certainly not the asshole.
That is fair.
No.
Okay, but maybe other people disagree. Maybe other people think I am the asshole.
Maybe.
And I want to hear what they think.
This is, the suburbs of Pittsburgh. This is like a nice, clean, renovated apartment. There shouldn't have been dozens of ants.
Yeah.
So, while I am critical of you,
yes.
I still think that, no, you were completely in the right.
Right. So, but I want to know what everyone else listening thinks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to just say this, a couple dates. I'm going to be at Wisecrackers May 6th and 7th. So if you are in Pennsylvania, Central PA, I guess is the best way to describe it, come out to see me. I'm headlining Wisecrackers Comedy Club. And then end of May, I think it's the 26th, 27th, I will be at 27, 28. I'll be at the Rogue Island Comedy Fest.
Nice.
Yeah, in Newport, Rhode Island. Yeah. So I'll be there as well. I'll also be in Quincy, Massachusetts, headlining a brewery if you're in the vicinity of Newport, Rhode Island. So it's 26, 27, 28th. That is May. And then I got other dates coming up in June and so on and so forth.
Nice.
So what do you got going on?
Check me out. This is going to drop on Wednesday.
Right.
If you're on Long Island, I will be out at McGuire's doing a long set Friday and Saturday. That's the 22nd and the 23rd. Other than that, just follow me on Instagram at Dennis Rooney 7. I post all my dates there so you can see stuff for the future there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all day, KCA, same thing. Also, you know what? I'm going to throw this out there again. Anybody who shares a clip from this episode, or on any other clip from any of the podcast episodes.
Sure.
Share it, tag me or Dennis, and I will send you a copy of my album for free.
No ants.
No ants.
Promise.
No ants, no.
Yeah.
I'll say it. No uncles.
No ants, no uncles.
Yeah.
Minor issues only.
Minor issues.
All right.
Yeah, so do that. You share it, tag me or Dennis, and I'll send you a copy of the album. I'll DM you, whether on Twitter or on Instagram. Do that. I want to give out copies of the album to people who have been sharing it. And please share the episode.
Yeah.
This is critical to us.
Leave us a review.
Yeah.
Share the episode.
Let people know. A lot of people come up to us after shows. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I want to get this off before I get out of here.
Yeah.
I'll say this, that we would finish shows, and in the beginning, it felt great to hear, man, you guys put on a great show. It was a really fun time. I enjoyed myself. I laughed really hard. All that stuff. All that stuff is great to hear. But but after a while, when you hear it for a good amount of time, and you just go, man, that's great, but I could use a little help here.
Yeah.
And the help could be anyone listening to share and review and rate and do all those kinds of stuff.
Can I get real Long Island for a second about
What's
it?
up?
There's a guy called Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Maybe you've heard of him.
Heard of him?
He's got a song.
Yeah.
Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Piano Man.
Sure.
And at one point in the song, the Piano Man, they say, they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And there's sometimes you're out doing a gig and
Yeah.
we're bringing a certain level of killing to the
Right.
show.
Absolutely.
And you can feel that afterwards where it's like, who are you guys? How come we never heard of you before? And it's like,
Right.
I don't know why, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in the conversation, all right?
Yeah.
So put some bread in our jar, all right?
Yeah.
Help us out.
And share it. Let people know.
Yeah,
all right.
man.
And as always, meet me outside.